We're going to do a couple of the force problems on the back side of the handout from class. We're going to look at number 14, where Tobias must exert 1,560 newtons of force to lift a bookshelf off the floor. What is the mass of the bookshelf in kilograms? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write our givens. So we know that we've got two of the three variables and we're looking for the mass in kilograms. So if I have my formula, F is equal to M times G, well, I want to isolate the actual M. And when you're multiplying two variables on a side of an equation, you can, to isolate one of them, you can divide by the variable you don't want anymore. So if I sit here and divide this side by G to get rid of the G, these G's will cancel out. Whatever I do on the right side of the equation, I must also do on the left, which means that if I divided the right side by G, I must also divide the left side by G. So this rearranged equation ends up being M equal to the force divided by the coefficient of gravity. We have these two variables. So if we do this, all we've got to do is input our numbers. 1,560 newtons divided by 10 newtons per kilogram. These two newtons cancel out and we're left with kilograms. Kilograms happen to be the unit for mass. If I actually work this out, I end up having a mass of 156 kilograms. Now we're going to look at number 15. Because number 15 is going to require a conversion. Number 15 states that Miss Reach has a new bag of Tootsie Rolls for her desk. It takes 487 newtons of force to lift the bag off the table. What is the mass of the bag in grams? So again, we're going to write out our givens. So we have to rearrange that formula just like we did the last time, where we know that force is equal to the mass times the coefficient of gravity. We're going to divide both sides by gravity to isolate our mass. So M ends up being F equal to F over G. We're going to input our data. So 487 newtons divided by 10 newtons per kilogram. These newtons cancel out. This gives us 48.7 kilograms. Now, we're not actually done the work here because if we look at what the question asked, it said, what is the mass of the bag of Tootsie Rolls in grams? For that, we've got to convert 48.7 kilograms into grams. In order to do that, we've got to isolate here. In 1 kilogram, how many grams do we have? We have 1,000 grams. Remember, because we're going from large to small, we're going from kg to hg to dag to g. So this is 1 hop, 2 hops, 3 hops, 10 to the 1, 10 to the 2, 10 to the 3, which is equal to 1,000. And because we're going from large to small, we're going to multiply. So in this case, our kilograms are going to cancel out, and we're going to multiply the 48.7 by 1,000, which is going to give us 48,700 grams of Tootsie Rolls. That's a lot of Tootsie Rolls.